Hello everyone.
It is chilly.
Oh, it's spring. Had a couple nice days and now it's 40 degrees is what we're gonna see today.
Which isn't uncommon in our area. I looked back last year's records and we had the same type of weather.
But you know what's coming out? Skeeters.
So we talked about hummingbirds and butterflies, and we talked about all the stuff to draw in the activity in your garden.
Pollinators.
Yes.
Now.
But now we're going to talk about what plants are there that we want to maybe use to repel things.
Yeah, and we can do that naturally.
We can.
Yeah.
And we're talking about specifically the Wisconsin state bird, the mosquito.
The mosquito.
Do you have mosquitoes in your area? We do.
Yeah.
What's your bug that you just can't stand that's in your area? For us, it's mosquitoes and ticks.
Yeah.
Those are the two things.
Yeah, so how bad are the mosquitoes in your area? Because we're in northern Wisconsin, so we're in the rural north woods and thousands of lakes and rivers. So breeding grounds and swamps. So we got a lot of mosquitoes. So these are very popular for our customers that
They are.
whether they're locals or they're people coming up from the south, that Green Bay, the Fox Valley, Milwaukee,
Going to their cabins
Chicago,
or
going to
camping.
going to their cabin, and they want to place something out in those outdoor living areas to help repel those mosquitoes. So let's talk about these.
Of course, the number one that everybody is so familiar with that is using candles is the good old citronella plant.
It smells so good. You can't smell this, but we can. It's
got
delightful.
that it's got that lemony scent to it.
Yeah.
This is like the all natural, so you don't have the candle burning and it smells kind of funky because those gross.
Or the
me out.
manufactured. This is the real deal
Yeah.
right here.
And ruffle it up, get those
Oh,
oils kind of going. It smells so good, and they are part of the geranium family. They're not going to be like a geranium like the Rocky Mountain where they're going to have a great big bloom on them, but sometimes they'll put out this pretty little bloom. Do you see that?
Is that
And
pretty?
It's just sparse. It's not going to be like the whole thing's covered in that flower, but it is kind of pretty.
Ours tend to flower because we fertilize.
They do.
So we're giving them the nutrients and they're flowering.
These are always, as soon as the mosquitoes start hatching around here, you know it, one, because they're buzzing around, and two, because everybody is coming in, they're like,
Citronella.
where's the citronella? Where's the
Yeah.
citronella?
But it's funny is I've had probably 3 people already this year. They're like, I thought that was citronella. It says scented geranium. Citronella is a scented geranium.
Yes.
And there's actually quite a few different scented geraniums. There's some that smell like chocolate, mint. We had a lot way back when, many years ago. But
These seem to
unless you
be-
grabbed one and ruffled it and stuck it in their face, they're like, I don't get it.
Right.
Because they're really just a foliage plant. Yeah, but the citronella is probably our number one.
Then, of course, we have lemongrass, which will, in a planter, because you can plant stuff together. So you could take the lemongrass or the citronella and put it into a planter that has other flowers in it, so that as you're sitting out there, you're not just with one green plant.
Yeah.
You can put petunias or geraniums or sun impatiens and have that off to the side to kind of give you that.
Maybe instead of a spike,
Right.
you can use that lemongrass. It is what it is.
It's a grass.
Yeah, it's not real exciting, but it is effective.
It is.
It does help keep the
And
mosquitoes
again, that
away.
has that. It seems like they all have that like
Mosquitoes don't like that lemon scent or
that
whatever.
lemony style scent.
Yeah.
All of them seem to have some type of really strong scent to them. Some are good, and some are it's your choice whether you think it's good or not.
Well, like marigolds or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
And marigolds is another one, and that has color.
Yeah.
And why do the marigolds? Why is it that animals and mosquitoes don't like marigolds?
Well, with the insects, marigolds actually have pyrethrin in them, and that is a natural bug-killing compound that's in it. So yeah, they naturally repel the insects, the bad insects. But pyrethrin they found from mums. So garden mums naturally have a high content of pyrethrin in it, and they've isolated it, and that's some of your natural insecticide sprays. And we use pedigree.
Yeah.
It's a natural insecticide.
Now
So,
you know.
yeah.
Now you know
So,
where that big word comes from.
Yeah, but marigolds have it in there.
And really, it's when you start getting the oils out of the plants, when you're touching them or
Yeah.
ruffling them, or the wind's blowing. That's really when you're going to start getting all those scents, which is going to help deter. Doesn't 100%, but deters those pesky mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So some of the other ones we
It's
have,
one of my
and
favorites.
you know, we have the small marigolds, and then we have the tall incas. So these have a bigger head on them.
These get about 14 inches tall. They're the standard French marigolds get about 8 to 10 inches tall.
So the difference between those two sizes.
Yeah, and I don't think this is done yet. These
It's
usually
not.
get pretty big. So you can see the size difference in the marigolds, French, and then the Incas.
And the incas will get much taller
Yeah,
too.
quite a bit taller.
And then as far as vines, or you know, maybe a little bit filler style, we have the different plectranthus.
This used to be called ibosa. I remember as a kid, this was always called ibosa. I don't know why
Who
they
called it ibosa? Did your dad call it ibosa?
Yeah, that's what it's still. People still will come in asking for ibosa because that's like old school. That's what it was, and why they went through and named it plectranthus now, I don't know. I have no idea why
If
there
you
was
know
a
the
name
history
change.
on that, go ahead and post
Ibosa.
it.
Okay, it's plectranthus now, but yeah. But there's the two different types. This is the one that we use on our pool deck.
It is.
So this one's really impressive. This is
It is aggressive.
probably
so
the second most popular in the greenhouse.
don't think that you're going to pair this with something that's
Yeah.
less aggressive.
Like put it in a big pot.
It doesn't look very big right now. It gets like crazy wind out
Yeah.
craziness.
Yep. So this one will grow up and then it'll start trailing down. So this, I don't know if it says actually what, 12 to 18 inches tall. Yeah, for sure. So, but one great big pot goes up and then starts trailing over. It has a different smell. This is one that you really need to smell it because some people are like, oh, that's awful. My dad was one of those. He's like, oh, that smells terrible. I hate the smell of ibosa. But other people, they have no problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. I know, and
Do you know who doesn't like it? The mosquitoes.
Yeah, I know. That's the point. Go through, ruffle it up when you're sitting on that deck, and this is a great one. That one smells good.
This is also a plectranthus. This is going to be more upright, so it almost acts like a coleus.
Yeah.
You know, as far as
Yeah.
growth wise,
A big coleus.
A big coleus. So put it, you know, off to the side or in the back. It's going to grow this way and bush out, but it is part of that family, of the plectranthus family.
But like you said, more upright. Where this is going to be more trailing. It's going to go up and over, kind of like an umbrella.
And of course, we have a vine style.
Some people do this just in a hanging basket. We used to
And put
sell.
it on the patio.
We used to sell tons of these in hanging baskets. But this is glechoma, not like the eye disease glaucoma. Glechoma, also known as creeping Charlie, not the invasive type that gets in your yard.
This is an annual.
Yeah. So this is.
You ruffle
Don't
that
wanna-
up and it has that scent again.
It's like a minty. It's in the mint family. It has kind of a minty smell. Not that I would want this as my.
There
chewing
is a
gum.
lot of smells going on here.
Right.
So as far as other things that maybe will repel a little bit more,
Yeah, a lot of your herbs, which this is kind of in that family. But your basil, your rosemary, lavender, peppermints, those are all herbs that you can use that will help repel mosquitoes. So you can stick those in there if you have a basil plant. Those certainly do repel other insects.
so anywhere that you have that outdoor patio, that living space, start incorporating some of these into your planters, or maybe you're just going to have it just by itself, and you won't have to use as much as that bug spray, or
Yeah.
maybe some other stuff that you've been using, or the candles and you were able to flame. You can just plant a
Citronella.
citronella and have that same smell going on. And it just helps to deter them a little bit more because when they start hatching, they're evil.
Yeah.
They're just evil.
In our neck of the woods, boy, it's like you can't even be outside.
Right. So there is a mosquito feeder repellent in here, and I don't know, maybe that has.
I don't know what it all has.
And maybe it has the same as the
citronella.
Yeah, it probably has some.
This is a granular. This is what we use around our campfire area. And it does help kind of make that barrier. This is made by Bonide. So this is called a mosquito beater. It's a granular, and you just kind of shake it around those areas. It does last for quite a while. So this is another great way to kind of mechanically put a barrier. Yeah.
I will say, the rest of these, nobody had a problem with the smells of them.
Mm-hmm. This one.
With this one, Scott and Alex were having a little fit. They're like,
We put it by the hot tub
because it was very potent.
It was, yeah.
It wasn't like rotten egg potent, but it was very potent.
So here's the ingredients. I'll read what this has in it. So it has citronella, garlic. I think it was the garlic. Yep. So citronella, garlic.
Yeah, it was the garlic.
Geranium oil, cedarwood oil, and lemongrass oil. So it has some of those oils in here. It's not bad, but it does work.
I think it was the garlic. I think it was having garlic. You're like, I can taste it.
Yeah, right. So.
Do you have the names of the spelling of the plectranthus and the glechoma? On the description?
I do not.
Okay.
I'll put that in there.
We'll put it in the comments.
Yep.
So that you have it, because a lot of people will say,
"What's that one that you were holding up?"
Yep. And the names are kind of long, so we'll go ahead and do that.
Yep.
As far as fertilizing any of these, of course, you're going to have bigger plants and more luscious plants, which means more oils and more space for the repel from.
Get them big with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer.
Yes.
These we're fertilizing once a week, just like everything else are in that regular cycle. Everything's getting fertilized once a week with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. So that keeps them healthy and doing their job.
And do we have the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer in the store? Yes, we do, because it's our fertilizer.
Yeah.
But we do have retailers across the country, and two of them today are two newer ones.
So Superior Landscape Contractors and Garden Center in Lake Nebegaman, Wisconsin. That is definitely a Wisconsin name. So Superior Landscape Contractors and Garden Center, and then also Country Flower Market in Kankakee, Illinois.
Excellent.
So those two are two of our newer Beat Your Neighbor retailers. So, and where else can we find more?
If you're not in those local areas, you can go on the beatyourneighbor.com. There is a map, and it will show all the retailers across the United States. There's how many?
107 and counting.
Yes. And so you can find them at those different locations. Or if you're not near any of them, you can go on the beatyourneighbor.com and you can order it straight on the website, and we will ship it to you in 48 states.
Right.
But we highly, highly encourage you to go to other greenhouses that carry our fertilizer and buy it from them, because keeping that small town business in your area is so, so important. Because if you don't and they leave, then you're missing out on so much.
Right on.
So that is one great way to do it.
All right.
Yesterday,
yeah.
Because it's kind of cold and icky.
I'm so excited for breakfast.
We had some customers come in, and very, very lovely couple. Larry and Holly. And they got done, they purchased their flowers. We talked for a while, found out the connections of how we know people similar. And they gave us maple syrup that they made.
Like a whole jug, like a big jug of maple syrup, yeah.
So instantly Scott's like,
it's like liquid gold.
I want pancakes. So today you'll get your pancakes.
Yes.
And I do have that recipe on
the best homemade buttermilk pancakes ever. They are fantastic.
That recipe is on the Sharky's Greenhouse YouTube channel. So if you go under YouTube and you go under Sharky's Greenhouse,
there's
just
a whole
put in
playlist.
Buttermilk pancakes.
Yeah, and
or
Sharky's. You can search it on YouTube. So you can put pancakes Sharky's, and that'll come up. You can enter in the search bar whatever, like marigolds Sharky's, and those videos will come up. Geranium care Sharkies and our videos will come up. But
There's
there's
a
a whole
lot of
playlist with all your
recipes.
and cooking videos.
And I did, and it might take me a day or two, but I did just do shrimp scampi last night. So a lot of you were asking about that.
That's so delicious.
Because of course we have the greenhouses, but then we also have some cooking videos, we have some travel, we have all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go get some pancakes.
And
All
then
right.
off to work.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, have a
Bye.
great day.